Assalamu alaikum and hello viewers. Happy Eid Mubarak to all of you. Hope you enjoy the holy festival of Eid al-Fitr. Today we'll discuss about the demonstrations in Hong Kong and the National People Congress of the People's Republic of China has to introduce a new security law for the Hong Kong. What will be the consequences and what is the response of the Hong Kong people? It's a very important issue because Hong Kong remained under the control as a colony of the Britain since 1840s of the Opium War between the Kingdom of China and the Great Britain. It was on 1st July 1997 when Hong Kong was baked and handed over to China. So at that time, it was called one country, two systems. I mean, in mainland China, there is socialist system, but China allowed a special kind of system of governance in Hong Kong, which is over there, that is democracy, a democratic system. So a basic law was introduced on 1st July 1997. And what is this basic law? It stipulates about the freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and it also tells about the governance structure of the Hong Kong and also about the independent judiciary. That in case of the misuse of the power and in case of interpretation of the law and the constitution, then this Hong Kong judiciary has to intervene. So this basic law of Hong Kong, it is a kind of mini constitution of the Hong Kong. But on the other hand, it says that the ultimate power and authority that is in the hands of the National People Congress of the People's Republic of China. And most important, that is the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress. It is said that 5 times the National People Congress interpreted the basic law of the Hong Kong. And the most recent, that was in 2016, when 2 legislative members of the Hong Kong, they modified their allegiance to the mainland China. In 2003, there were demonstrations in Hong Kong and they were demanding some basic rights. So that was then calmed down. But now, since last year, I mean June 2019, again demonstrations started on a large scale. People, they marched across the Hong Kong, which is the economic powerhouse. It lasted till January 2020. Hong Kong's government wanted to have a new kind of law, but the people and the pro-democracy forces in Hong Kong, they considered it as a curb on their freedoms. That's why then the Hong Kong's government was forced to take it back and withdrew this bill in September 2019. Then the People's Republic of China felt threatened. That is why now from 22nd May to 28th May 2020, the annual session of the National People of Congress, that is ongoing, and it is stated that on 28th May, the National People Congress will pass the bill and then it will be forwarded to the most important and powerful parliament of the PR's China, that is the Standing Committee of the National People Congress. It is said then next month in June, at the end of June 2020, it will become law. So what is the purpose of this new security law for Hong Kong? The purpose is to stop and halt the secession, the sedition, and also the subversion against the People's Republic of China. So it considers the demonstrations are considered by China as a threat for their sovereignty and the national unity and national government. Why? Because they see that there are foreign hands and even some foreigners, they were involved in these demonstrations. Not only they were they participated in these demonstrations, but these foreigners, they were leading these demonstrations. Article 23 of the Basic Law of Hong Kong, it says that Hong Kong's government has to introduce some security arrangements and mechanisms to stop this secessionist and subversive activities against China. But it was unable so far to introduce these mechanisms. That's why the People's Republic of China, it says that now it is a high time for them to introduce this new security law for the Hong Kong. The Basic Law of Hong Kong, it is for 50 years. It means that in 2047, this law will be abrogated. And then what will be the future of Hong Kong? So still it is unclear. This new security law for the Hong Kong, it comprises of introduction and 7 articles. Around the world, people, especially from the United States, UK, Australia and Canada, they are expressing their concerns and they are telling to the world that this new security law, it will curb the freedoms of the people, freedom of expression. It will curb the freedom of assembly and democracy. So they say that it is a blow and to the commitment and essence of the one country in 2 systems. Some 186 policymakers and politicians from 23 countries of the world, they have expressed their concerns about the introduction of this new security law. Even the US President Donald Trump, he said that the US would show stronger reaction if this bill is passed. The US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, he also expressed his concerns, he condemned it and he called it as death knell. On the other hand, the Foreign Minister of China, Mr. Wang Li, he said that some political forces in the US, they are just deteriorating the already deteriorated relationship between the US and China. And he said that there can be a new Cold War now, not between Russia and the US, but between China and the US. Already, the US is waiting for this bill to be a law in this regard, as the preferential trade arrangement introduced and made by the US for Hong Kong, that can be jeopardized. So that's why new demonstrations erupted over there in Hong Kong. They are demanding for the this law to be taken back. So now let's see how does it work and what will be the future of Hong Kong. I have also to tell you about the divisions of China. There are 22 provinces, 5 autonomous regions, 4 municipalities, 1 claimed province, which is Taiwan, and 2 special administrative regions. This Hong Kong is one of the 2 special administrative regions of the People's Republic of China. There is an introduction and also 7 articles of this new security law to be passed from the National People's Congress. Some people say that NPC has no power to express its own interpretation, but on the other hand, the China says that basic law has its own free and independent judiciary for Hong Kong, but the ultimate power, it is in the hands of the National People Congress, especially its standing committee. Now let's see that how and what the National People Congress it decides in its annual meeting in Beijing about the Hong Kong, how it will create tensions between the already deteriorating relationship between the US and China, because they have opposing views about the spread and about the to control the coronavirus, the COVID-19 across the globe, because in the recent World Health Organization meeting on corona, there were differences between US and China. Second, they have already an ongoing trade war because of the US policies against China, the Trump tough statements against the People's Republic of China, and across the globe, especially in the Asia-Pacific region, in the South China Sea dispute, and in the shape of the US allies over there, Taiwan, Japan, and South Korea. So both countries, United States of America and People's Republic of China, they have so many tensions. Now let's see that how it will shape the future of the US and China bilateral relationship, how it will also shape the future of China and the Hong Kong, and how this security arrangement, which China says it will improve the legal and security mechanisms for the Hong Kong. So all these things will be decided by the future. Keep in touch, subscribe my channel, and click the bell icon to be informed by notifications about my new video uploads. Take care.